Hello everybody, today I will show you my PvP dreadnaught build. It's a really high DPS. I can one-shot pretty much like anybody as long as they are DPS. The healers and tanks are really hard to one-shot, and so you can say that my build is like that bad. I will show you the leaderboard. This season I'm first on the leaderboard. Last season I finished second, but that's because of the teams, of course, as always. But now I'm first, and it's pretty hard to catch up to me right now. 600 kills, only 100 deaths, 400 assists, so it's a pretty nice build for PvP. So let's start. Just to begin with, like in PvP you can play with potions. The potions I play with are the Invocation Blessing, the Crit Strike, but you can play with any kind of like 1000 stats bonus. You can also play with the rank 7 for more crit or more stats. Play with the prime ribs for HP and power. But you can play with other things, but I play with that. Superior Flask of Potency for crit severity. Caprice for hit points and deflection chance. And Wildstorm Elixir, because they more damage and more crit. So for the helmet, I play with Defensive Duelist Mask of Cornmeyer because it's really it's the best helmet for PvP. It gives 5k power when you are 1v1 someone, so it happens quite a lot that you 1v1 someone, so it's the best helmet. The others, like that gives 5k when your stamina is full, is not really good, and any other helmet is not really good because the power is not up a lot of times, and this one gives a lot of stats like armor pen and combat advantage, but it's more like the armor pen that is good. The chest, I play with this one because it gives 5k defense with the bonus when we are in a team. Or is it 4k? Let's say between 4 and 5k, depending if it counts yourself. And it gives like a lot of defense, a lot of armor pen, so it's really good. And all the modifications are only hit points, because this build is a high DPS build, but it's also a build that makes you survive quite a lot. And as you can see, the overloads, you can play with any PvP overloads. Right now I have the Mark of the Wizard Slayer because I kill a lot of people, and there's a lot of wizards in my games most of the time, so I will kill them faster. But if you see a lot of barbs or rogues, you can change this bonus for 10% against barbs or wizard or paladins, cleric, fighters, anything. And you can buy those in the stronghold. Yeah, the chest. I play also with the Shadowclad. It's really good for PvP. What it does, increase your deflection chance and your damage reduction, and also the most overpowered feature. It's the fact that it makes you invisible for 4 seconds, and it happens for each 30 seconds. So it's like really good. It can save your life. Plus the deflection increased chance works with your mount bonuses that I will explain later. The arms, the Spike Defender Embrace, they're pretty good because they give like armor pen, critical strike, and the bonus is not bad. So overloads, Mark of Stamina Drain, rank 2, because draining the enemy stamina. Some people say that it's not fair play, but I mean we can equip it, and a lot of rogues play with it because they just drain all their stamina. And modification H hit points again. Lion Heart, it's the best one for PvP because it increases your damage when your stamina is full, and your armor resistance or damage, decreased damage received by up to 10% when my stamina is empty. And most of the time my stamina is empty in PvP. So it's basically a 10% damage reduction. And also I play with AV Slash, and I do the cancelling thing like I explained in the previous video on my dreadnaught build, I'm just doing like canceling like that, and I just turn around like in me, and I do this thing pretty much. So that's why I'm only using AV slash on when I'm close to the enemy. So that's what I play with it. The shield, 8 points in modification, because more 8 points means you survive longer. And the fighter is already a class that deals a lot of damage on their own, so you don't need like a lot of offensive stats. And defensive stones, 8 points, because it gives you more overall. I could play with demonics in defense slots, but I feel like radiance give the most with the block and the mount insignia health regen I have. And crit strike, of course. The boots, incoming healing in all of the utility slots, and this one gives like 4.8k power just by being in combat, and in PvP you are always in combat, so that's pretty good. And it gives 1k crit strike. Artifact, Sigil of the Paladin, is like overpowered. It's really good because once you activate it you are basically invincible for like 15 seconds, is it? I don't know for how long, but it's like close to 10 to 15 seconds invincibility. So all the classes should play with it for now because it's just overpowered. I can't wait until I patch it because I don't really rely on it to survive like other DPS does. It's just like a feature when I'm getting low health, I'm just popping it. It's not like I'm getting one-shotted like a lot of times. So the other are the 3 books, the Envenom books, the Frozen book, and the Slade story journal. There's also the 4th book. Where is it? Yeah, the Darkened, but this book gives companion influence, and in PvP you don't need companion influence. It's just useless. So I play with the Scarf of Embellishment, with utility, tacticals, and I play with modification combat advantage, but it's better to play with stamina regen. It's just that I play with this set in my PvE build, so I prefer to have combat advantage on than stamina regen. But on the rings I play with stamina regen, and I play with 2 striking rings because the fighter heavily relies on crits. I mean, you can one-shot people just by critting with your Anvil of Doom, so those things are just increase your crit chance. And of course demonics and offensive for both, for armor pen and crit. Yeah, in PvP the armor pen and crit are the most useful stats. Power you don't need that much, more armor pen and crit. Such of embellishment again. I play with the new shirt and pants because they give the most overall stats. You can play with any, but those gives like a lot of hit points and a lot of stats. And you need stats in PvP because you don't have companions. Okay, so let's go to the powers. I play, like I said, with AV slash most of the time, and when the target is like far away from me, or in domination when I don't want to go away from the position, from the node, I just attack the enemies from afar, so that's just extra damage dealing when they are running away too. Play with Bull Charge, Shield Throw, and Anvil of Doom. The combo I do is I do Bull Charge first, and once I push them, I use Shield Throw so they can be stunned, and after that I finish them with Anvil of Doom. So that's the combo. I play with Mow Down because it deals a lot of damage. So if you have Mow Down, you can just mow down the target, Bull Charge, Shield Throw, and Anvil of Doom, and it's like a certain kill. If it's not a healer nor a tank, because the tanks and mostly the healers are just overpowered in PvP. I play with Combat Superiority because I do a lot of damage with AV Slash with the cancelling thing, so I want to buff it. And I play with Vigorous Strike to get more critical hit chance, because the crits are important. I see some people playing with momentum and maybe like anything else. Yeah, sorry. I play with the vigorous strike and the combat superiority. Yeah, you can play with momentum, but that's not good because it removes the push from the bull charge, and in PvP you need CCs, control, crowd control, so it's really good. And Enduring Vengeance is not good because of the way I play it. I almost have no vengeance most of the time, or I often lose the bonus, so I don't play with it. I have a Weight of Vengeance for buffing my Anvil of Doom. The other one is not really good because it takes time to activate and it's so slow. This one is like one-shots pretty much anything. Ricochet, because once you use your shield throw, you just stun multiple targets. Even if the damage reduces, it just stuns all the enemies around, so that's good. Crushing Blows because more damage. But you can play with Rolling Hatred if you are not really used to the fighter. I play with it because I know how to manage my vengeance, and it's just more damage. Striker's Mark is just useless in PvP. I don't use Commander Strike, so yeah. The other one is not good either. Bloody Reprise. I don't play with this Execution Cut because it's really rare that someone has less than 30% hit points. I mean, if someone has less than 30% hit points, you most likely gonna kill him first, like really soon. So you don't really need it. Plus, since you lose a lot of vengeance with your crushing blows and your weighted vengeance, it's good to have bloody reprise so you can get extra like vengeance once it decreases under 50%. So it's like free vengeance for more damage with your vengeance, 20% more damage. So the boons, the master boon, the focus retaliation, it's really good in PvP because you reflect a lot of damage and kill them with the reflection. I play with incoming healing, crit severity, hit points most of the time, like all the hit points boon. I play with critical strike, crit avoidance, 5/5, armor pen, defense, movement speed. Like, you don't need companion influence because you don't have companions in PvP. And 5 points into control resistance because control resistance is important. There's a lot of classes that just stuns you, like the barb or the rogue with the smoke bomb and a lot of things like that. You can take a screenshot if you want. Okay, let's continue. Offense, armor pen, hit points, the movement speed because it's cool, but you can also play with healing potions if you like to play with potions, and enhance overload, stamina drain ward, so your stamina overloads drains more. The other one, I don't really use it, I play with the stamina drain. And the PvP boon, now they matter, so I play with one of each so I can get more overall stats. So 3k armor pen, 3k defense, and 12k maximum hit points. I play with 6% AP gain, 6% control resist, but you can also play with stamina gain if you want, or recharge speed. I think the two are the best. And for the tier 3, I don't think you would add it because you need to win like 100 games in domination, so it takes a long time. So, but you can play with deep runes, so the healings are not as strong. But you can also play with like role reversal to get 5% more damage reduction. Okay, so like I said, the companion don't really matter. Like nothing on it matters in PvP. The companions are the same, but the pig. I mean, if you want to be an Icewind Pass warrior, I think the pig heals you a lot, so you are basically invincible. But they don't count into domination. What counts is the mount powers. The mount power is the best in PvP is the lion, because it gives you like a blue shield, so extra hit points and more damage. And I also play with the 50k hit points. The insignias, they also matter, so I play with 2 Survivor's Blessing, because they work with the Shadow Clad, so the Shadow Clad just increase your deflection rate, and those ones gives you hit points when you deflect, so I play with 2 of them just to buff them a little bit. Barbarian Rivalry, so when I crit I receive a heal. Oppressor Reprieve, when I'm stunned I receive a heal. And Gladiator's Gal to move faster and to regen my stamina faster. For the play with Strength and Dexterity, of course, like always. Movement speed, Strength. I think that's it. So yeah, like I said, this build is doing pretty good in PvP. Of course, like the way you play it matters a lot. So if you want to try it, you can. And I hope I didn't miss anything. I also play with 2 horns and the PvP potion here, so I can get my daily back faster. And I also play with the mist, so I can be discreet when I move from nodes, so people don't really see me much than if I was running like any other mounts. It's really discreet mount. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you liked it, you can like the video or send a comment if you have any questions. So yeah, that's it. Thank you and see you in another video. Bye bye.